Hello, everyone, and welcome back from the break. If you look at me right now, I think it's no surprise to most of you what match is next. It is going to be Incursion Shiny Network versus WeHurt. The hype train keeps on going. I'm joined here with CCP Rise and CCP Dolan, and I actually have tickets for you. If you would like to join the WeHurt hype train.
I thought that
All aboard!
I thought that the hat with the hat you were wearing, it was actually just the idiots wearing hats. So this ticket, I don't think I'm going to be boarding any trains anytime soon. So well, this is what I think about this ticket. I'm an Incursion man myself. I think Incursion Shine Network is gonna just have to derail this train.
Well, I don't think so. Personally, I see CCP Rise has taken the ticket, although he's not a big fan of trains.
I'm going to hang on to the ticket.
He's a fan
usually
of free things.
Eager to jump onto this kind of train, but
yes.
I'm kind of excited about WeHurt too. So
what kind of trains do you like to get involved in?
So I know CCP Fozzie. He took his ticket and is a proud member of the WeHurt Hype Train Club here. And with the spam and Twitch chat going, hype the train, WeHurt Hype Train just going crazy. There's a lot of hype for this match.
So if we are done discussing trains, I'd like to switch topics back to your poetry session
No,
earlier.
you had a
where you were
really good
reading.
story about your grandfather in trains.
My grandfather used to drive trains once he got struck by lightning.
Okay, thank you. That was amazing.
Did he survive?
He did survive.
Yes. Why?
He was he was wearing rubber boots.
Why was he wearing rubber boots?
Okay, stop. I wanted to talk about, yes, your reading skills and the thing you were trying to decipher earlier with that tweet.
Yes.
There's a lot of smack talk going on. I don't know what most of it means or how serious a lot of it is between Hydra, some of the other teams in the tournament, and PL. And that tweet was from PL. The first part of it was about Seamus not being here. He's usually part of the PL team. He's not here right now. And they have some kind of, I don't know, like mythology around him being on the team. Apparently he's got this like touch when it comes to choosing a setup, even though he's not actually the biggest contributor to their theory crafting. So they're kind of saying, he's not here, we don't care.
He's got the Seamus magic.
Yeah, exactly. The second part is, the part you couldn't read was free minerals is no Ravy. And that is actually the more interesting part to me. They're talking about free minerals is the name of the character that Hydra is using to spy on PL, as far as I understand. And they're basically saying he's not as good as Ravy, their former spy, now CCP Fozzie. Yeah. So that's kind of interesting. And that kind of stacks on top of, like I said earlier, I talked with both Duncan and Garmin a little bit this weekend, and they were telling me about some of what's going on with the spying in the tournament. It's all pretty funny. One thing they said is that going into last weekend, PL's hiding their practices in a wormhole, something that's happened before in the tournament. It's really hard to do. It's even harder to spy on. But Hydra had a spy in the PL wormhole, and before this weekend started, they went and bubbled the entire POS that they're running their practices out of and anchored cans all around it with URL links to YouTube videos of PL practicing in their wormhole.
That is a pretty in-your-face move by Hydra.
And
well, ultimately, there's going to be no showdown because
it doesn't matter so much now.
That is true.
I have one more story about that, but let's leave it for later in case we need to kill time.
We haven't mentioned that Rubicon 1.3 is coming out in between now and the next day. So in your contact with Garmin, what changes have you made to buff the Warlords of the Deep team for next weekend?
I haven't talked to Garmin actually in like over a year, and they always like to get in touch with me so that they can correct dumb things we say on the tournament show or try to give us some extra information. Sometimes that might be like misleading information that's not actually true. I have no idea, but you know, they like to kind of give me heads up on stuff we're talking about. We talked a little about Marauders, talked a little about their team actually. I know last week we talked about how deep their team was and how Garmin might be part of it, but we weren't totally sure. And I promised to give a shout out to Kadesh Priestess, who actually runs the PIFA project. So if you guys use that, it's a fitting tool. It's really awesome. He runs that project. He's one of the biggest. Him and Hart are kind of the leaders of the team this year. Duncan and Garmin are kind of secondary roles. And the other big shout out is a guy named Knifey, who apparently is really important to their team, but hasn't gotten to actually be in the matches
Okay.
Like 3 out of 4 years he's participated because he hasn't gotten out of his alliance in time. So he's like actually part of Exodus or some other alliance. He always comes over and does like more logistics than anybody for their team, the Hydra team, but hasn't actually gotten to play a lot. So he's gotten like zero glory, even though he, in their minds, is one of the most important contributors.
So let's focus back on the match at hand.
Yes,
here.
let's do that.
So Incursion Shiny Network is, of course, going to ruin.
I have the bans. Incursion Shiny Network have banned out the Dominics and the Caracal. The Caracal drawing being banned out there from the last setup that We Heard brought. Drawing out a Caracal ban on that one. While We Heard has banned the Scimitar and the Sleipnir.
No Ishtar bans.
No Ishtar bans. It's true. So it's going to be interesting to see what we'll see in this match.
I'm gonna make a psychic call right now. I'm going to say Incursion Shiny Network brings the Ishtars, but We Hurt brings double Logi Franks and can't alpha the Frigs. I'm calling it right now. I'm not going to say how the match goes, but I think We Hurt's going to bring double Logi Frigs, Incursion Shiny Network's going to bring Ishtars.
They were the first ones to bring double Logi Frigs in this tournament that we saw. Like apparently it was practiced a lot by a lot of different teams.
I think when it was in the rules.
They were the first ones to kind of bring it out and show how effective it really was against Team Footwork in that first match.
It solves a lot of the problems that we see with logistics cruisers.
Yeah.
They're particularly susceptible to this heavy sentry drone alpha that we see from a lot of teams. And the teams that you want to bring out to beat the Dominixes often rely on some sort of logistics to just survive until they can get to them, because the Dominixes will always be cutting back some, or have micro jump drives to sort of split themselves up. So having those Logi Frigs to avoid that initial alpha makes these anti-Domi teams, anti-Ishtar teams a lot more viable.
Definitely. And we're about 3 minutes out from this match, so we still have a little bit of time to kill. So I'm actually going to jump onto Twitter and look at the NEO2 hashtag here.
Can you please take off your hat, though?
No. There's no way I'm taking off this hat. This is the train conductor hat, and it should stay on until We Hurt lose.
I should say
until they get knocked out of the tournament. God. That's a difference. But then you have to wear. I
can't believe I just said that.
You have to wear it 24/7 until.
No, I didn't mean it like that. So I'll wear it. I'll wear it when introducing their matches and outroing their matches.
I'm going to glue that hat to your head while you're
asleep.
Until
they get knocked out of the tournament. But let's take a look at some of the tweets here. Naughty Cargo tweets, hashtag NEO2, I love the hat, very awesome. Heart, We Hurt, and another heart. So thank you very much. This was...
How many hearts in total?
2 hearts.
Okay.
Oh, he's a Time Lord.
What?
He's a Time Lord. He has 2 hearts.
Yes.
That was a Doctor Who reference. Do you watch Doctor Who?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't play baseball, doesn't watch Doctor Who.
So we actually figured out he actually doesn't know the difference between baseball and playing catch. That was the confusion.
I explained it to you in the break.
To be fair, playing catch is the only fun thing about baseball.
What about batting cages? Have you never gone to batting cages? That's
I don't
super
like
fun.
them. They're scary.
I'm actually going to read a couple more tweets here, if you don't mind.
We're talking about
guys.
batting cages, okay? Can't we stay on topic?
So, EveBet tweets, ISN Incursion Shiny Network versus We Heart is up next. Pot is over 110 billion.
Wow.
A lot of ISK riding on this match. Pure Evil tweets, We Heard Hype, hashtag NEO2. And then it's... last one here is Novantal, actually referring to our Gita-Cam that we had earlier. Says the Sisters of Eve battleship on the Gita-Cam looks really nice. So that was the last tweet for this. We're actually going to jump into the match here because it is ready.
Okay.
So predictions, CCP Rise.
I think We Heart's actually a stronger team despite all the kind of hoorah surrounding this match. That's where I'm at.
I think whenever we really hype up a team, they don't do well. So I'm going to go with Incursion Shiny Network. I think they're going to angle these guys out.
Well, I'm going to agree with CCP Rise and disagree with a non-believer, CCP Dolan. And I think the We Heard hype train is going to steamroll past Incursion Shiny Network. All aboard!